Hello everybody, Simulator Guy 101 here, and I am back with you today in Microsoft Flight Simulator X Steam Edition, and I'm in the marvellous Majestic Software Dash 8 Q400. Today we're going to be doing Flight Jersey 302, or Flybee 302, and we're going from Jersey Airport to Exeter. 302 is actually a real-world flight, but we're not going to be using any real-world flight plans or anything like that because obviously the limitations of FSX, it being quite an old game and such. So yeah, so I guess without further ado, we'll get the show on the road. So the first thing we want to do is we go master battery, main battery, auxiliary battery, standby battery, generator 1, generator 2, main bus tie, external power, and then we go AC external power, AC generator 1, AC generator 2, recirc fan on. Just like that. Also go, which one do we need? We need position lights. So we'll go position lights on, and seatbelt and smoking lights on. That can all stay there. So all the monitors go through their self-tests. We'll just turn the FMCs on here, or the FMSs, sorry. That can just come online. That's all aligning itself, so that's all good. And we'll also go and turn our radio stacks on as well. Just like so, which comes on perfectly. We'll just remove the yoke for a second. We'll ensure nose wheel steering is on, which it currently is. It's just down on the left-hand side here. And we'll cancel the caution and warning advisories. We'll check that the spoilers are in the taxi position, which they currently are. And that's a little bit premature, but okay. So, we're going to start off kicking off with the flight plan, because that takes probably the longest amount of time on here. So, we go to FPL for flight plan, and it's very different, should we say. The FMSs on here are quite different from other aircraft, but nevertheless it's quite easy to do once you know how. So we're at Jersey, which is EGJJ. Enter that and accept. And then we'll go over to menu, depart. Now we're coming out of 08 today, so that's number 1, as you can see there, and our SID is the Scary 2 Bravo departure, which is number 8, and we'll just stick that on the flight plan. Then we'll go next. No link, list, airway. Now we're coming out of November, or we're on the November 862 airway, which is number 1, and we are on that to BHD, which is number 2. We'll stick that in. Then then we're on the Tompo. So we'll go. Hang on, not that. If I can remember how to do this, I think we just put it in here. Yeah, TOMPO, which is an intersection. Perfect, and then we'll delete that, confirm that, and then then we put in the arriving airport. It's always handy to do, which is EGTE, which is Exeter, and we'll accept that. Cool. Right, so that is the flight plan done. That's it. Now the fuel today, if you just bear with me, you can listen to the elevator music just while I find my flight plan that I have miraculously forgotten to open. Here it is. Oh, I've just closed it again. That was smart. When it's going to open. There we go. Right, so fuel. So our zero fuel weight today is 26,308. Well, that's our maximum. So, oh no, hang on, we've got to estimate it. So estimated fuel weight is 24,208. So we'll just punch that in here, if it lets me. Fuel. Want to get rid of that. Oh, I'm going on the wrong one. Zero fuel weight was 24,208. And my menu bar's just popped up for some reason, but okay. Okay, so then, today we have 15 minutes reserve fuel, which is 211. And our alternate airport today is Southampton, so we've got 463 in our alternate. We don't have any hold. That reserve didn't say because I think I've put it in the wrong spot. 211 I think goes in extra. And then our total fuel on board today is 1773. Which gives us a gross weight of 25,981, which is about right. Lovely. So, next thing we're going to do is we're going to come over to the other FMS here. We go data, services, no, not services, although we do need to request GPU, so that can come in. It was going to be menu, no it wasn't, it is data, crossfill flight plan, and crossfill fuel. I'm amazed that I've remembered how to do all of this so far. I've been told that apparently if you set the rudder trim 6 to the right, apparently it makes things a lot easier when we go down, when we go for the takeoff. Apparently better centre line. Right, what's next? Let's do some speeds. Now, speeds are very... Well, first of all, we'll do the QNH, which is not that. It's 1017. Now, the speeds are very interesting on this aircraft because you have to work them out very mathematically. Thankfully, there is a great little software, even though you do have to subscribe to it. It's called AuraSim, and you put all your details in, and it works out your speeds. So, courtesy of AuraSim, today, our V1 speed... Click select and then we'll just scroll up. So our V1 is 104 knots. Our V rotate is also 104 knots. Because this plane accelerates at a rapid rate of knots. It really does. Then our V2 is 109. Which I'm sure most of you are familiar with this. Then we have two other speeds here which not a lot of people know. We have the V fry, which is 110. And our V climb, which is 130 knots. Now, V fry is your flap retraction indication speed, which I believe is the point at what you put the flaps up. So our flaps are going to go up almost immediately from takeoff. And then 130 is the speed that we'll be climbing at. I just need to go over to this side because for some reason the V fry and V climb doesn't sync on both sides, but the V1 to V2 does, so that's fine. So we'll just do that, and we'll go 130. Good. We'll just check quickly all the batteries and stuff. They, I believe it's 10. I think is the max temperature they can be at, and we're just looking at it here. It's under 28 on the volts, which is good. Which is, yeah, that's fine, and the temperatures are all good. So that is all good. Fuel is plentiful, and we'll just set 1017 on the standby there. Now we'll come up to the autopilot panel. Nav source can go to FMS1, nav source can go to FMS2, and our course is not changing because that's the wrong one. Our heading will be 080 today. I'm not sure why that's not changing. As we're coming out of runway 80. It's 9 actually, isn't it? Yeah, it's slightly wrong. I think it is 090, but we'll put it to 8 because of FSX. I don't know. We've got no ATC today, so we'll go straight up to our cruising level of flight level 200, which is 20,000 feet. And for now, that's okay. We'll just shove on the yaw damper. The one thing that many people forget to do. But that is okay. Radio stacks I will do in a minute. So, I think that is us almost ready to go. I'm surprised how quickly I've done that. We'll just set the heat to warm up. And set the thingies to open to stop the windows misting up, which is fine. That can come on. Oh, I see. I don't want that on, actually. Lol. Right, that can go on nav for a minute. That can go on nav for a minute. Oh, actually, we do need to activate it. So, to activate the flight plan, you just go DTO for direct, number 1, and that, and DTO, number 1, enter. Cool. Right, that is the plane set up and ready to go. So, let's do the radio stacks. Now, I don't know what the frequency is. Let me look up the frequency quickly. Actually, we'll set the frequency to 122.8, which is the Unicom frequency. But yeah, that's that set, and we'll do it on the other side. Will it not let me? No, it won't. There we go. Right, I'm experimenting and I shouldn't do that. Okay, so we are looking like we're going to be ready for pushback pretty soon. Let me just get the radar tilt ready. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I believe it's about 5 degrees they tilt it up. That can stay like that. The co-pilot can now have navigation as well. I'm going to set my thing to 20. And that should be us pretty much ready to go, I believe. Yeah. Right, so we need to start the APU. First of all, we need to just do our tests quickly. I'm just remembering the checks because I don't have any checklists open, but that's looking fine. I'm not entirely sure what that does. Okay, right, that dims some stuff. There is one to test this, which I know we need to do on the checklist, and I cannot remember which one it is. So help me. Is it up? Oh, it's up. There you go. That all looks good to me. We'll just extinguish those. Everything else is checked and ready to go, so I believe we are ready to fire up the APU. So, fire up the APU, really simple. We go power, then all the APU lights flash, do a self-test. Then we go start. Ignitions need to be set to normal. And we'll just test the thingies quick. Ref speed indicator needs to come on. Emergency lights are on. Seatbelts and all that good stuff is on. So that is looking good. Lovely. Right, so the APU is now started. So we will stick the generator on. And then we will turn off external power AC and DC, which will then give us APU power. That's going to start beeping at me for some reason. I think it beeps twice. Then we go data, services, disconnect GPU. And there we have it. Here we go. Right, now let's just reset position of GSX. And I would like GSX to come back if is at all possible. There we go. And we want to prepare for pushback and departure. and then we'll do the takeoff briefing as we taxi out. Menzies. And we're going to be going nose left, tail right for 08. We do not want to start engines before our pushback today. So whilst we get ready for that, I'll tell you what, we'll do that in a second, because we'll do takeoff briefing as we release parking brakes, all that good stuff.
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback.
So, oh, not that one. That needs to come on. That needs to go to red. Logo lights can now come on. I could really do with something like chase plane, but I don't have it.
Departure check completed. Light has been inserted. Release parking brakes.
Okay.
Commencing push. All engines clear. Start that wheel.
Okay, so we'll start number 2 first. So we select it to the right there, and we press start. And we'll bring in the condition lever to start and feather. The nemesis of many, many people is the condition lever, including me. Let me just go outside. Yeah, it's all going. I mean, it won't be approximately 2 hours. It's only a very short flight. About an hour, I think. Cellular phones? I've always wondered that. Why Americans call mobile phones cell phones. I mean, I get it with the cell towers and stuff, but even they're not like cell, are they? They're like masts. So, like, if there's any Americans that watch this, or if there's anybody that understands that, do tell me why you like, or if you know, like, why you call it cell phones, because I've never understood why Americans, and this is not like being discriminatory or anything, because it's always just something that's interested me, is why Americans call it cell phones and like everybody else calls it mobile phones, or is it just like the British that call it mobile phone? GSX just pushing us here. So, we'll get the takeoff briefing done here. So, once we come out of 08, I was going to say 08 right then for some reason, but there is no right and left. So, once we come out of 0 right, we're going to climb to 900 feet. We're going to climb to 900 feet, and then we're going to make a left turn to cross the Jersey 319 VOR. We need to be above 5,000 feet by that point. And then from there, we're going to carry on our climb up to cruise level or flight level 200. Just be advised that as we are on a scary SID, we are going to need to be our allocated cruising level by the time we get to Skerry. Our taxi today is going to be straight across the airfield, and it's going to be at Juliet 1, Bravo 3, Bravo 2, which is to note is a hold point just in case we need it, which in this case we won't today as we've got no ATC, and then we'll be lining up for takeoff at 08 right. So that is the takeoff briefing complete. Tow truck is clear. We can throw on our taxi lights, wing inspection as well. Left is clear and the right is clear. And the hand signal has been received. APU is coming off. And the pitot heats and boot airs can come to ISO. Actually, boot air can stay at normal and the pitot statics can all come on. Just quick to note that we didn't do a fire test, so I just need to do that quick. The fire test is clear and is all good to go. I just realised I didn't start engine 1. RIP. What a bozo. Oh, and I've left the exit open. Rip me. I thought everything was going so well. This is what I mean about the Dash 8 being a very different aircraft to fly. There's so much that it's so easy to forget. Like, without checklists and stuff, it's so easy to forget something on the Dash. Because then you remember something else that you didn't do, but then you forget something that you've done previously. Right, so that's okay. So we now need to put the engines up to max power, which sounds incredible. Oh yeah, that's a proper plane. That is a proper plane right there. We'll also set our flaps to 10, which is what we're going to be taking off with today. And parking brake released. And we'll taxi ourselves to the runway. Oh. The Dash is a very, very hard aircraft to taxi. I mean very hard. You only want to turn very slightly on the tiller for it to do exactly that. And there's a delay in it coming back. Probably don't want to turn that sharp. Lovely. So I'm just looking over, making sure I haven't forgotten anything, because everything is pivotal to the aircraft to get this thing off the ground. But everything's looking good. We really don't need the whole runway, but I'll do it just to be on the safe side, because as I said, I am still rather new to this aircraft. I mean, you can just see, I mean, I've got the gust lock on, or what's called the gust lock, which basically the gust lock stops the plane from overspeeding on the ground. It stops it going up to full power, where you have to put the propellers up to max RPM. Also, so just doing a little quick brake check there to make sure that we actually have brakes, which we do. So we're just coming onto the runway now. I think my scenery's a little broken. Go for a stop here. Get rid of that. Okay, so let's see what warnings we have here. The prop de-ice. We'll set to on. The anti-skids do need also to come on. And what else do we have? It's just the parking brake. So, we need to go position lights to white.